Hi, my name is Abraham Abe Jr. For my WebTech project, I'm building a blood donation management system for an hospital blood bank. Right. So this system is mainly, I mean, it's going to be used mainly by blood bank manager, the one who manages the blood bank. The number of bloods in the system, the number of donors they have, and everything full about the blood. So basically, it's going to help the blood bank manager keep track of the blood bank. Right. So let's get started. Or as an overview, there won't be on any login and logout sign up sign up page for it. So everything will be presetted. Right. So you have a login page where the credentials being presetted in a database. Right. And then that details would be given to the blood bank manager. I mean, if he wants to if he wants to log in and everything, he will use that credentials. And if he wants the credentials to be changed, we can change some names and everything, the password, the everything would be presetted for him. So now for the blood bank manager to log in, he would need a username and a password. And the username that is being presetted is admin, password is password, right? So let's try and log in without anything. Or if the user the blood bank manager wants to log in without any credentials, boom, it gives an error. It won't allow you to enter the system. Now, if the blood bank manager wants to enter the correct username but the wrong ID, wrong password, and won't be able to log in, given an error incorrect password. So now let's try and log in with the correct username and then the correct password is PASSWRD, and then boom, it gives access to. So here, Chrome. So here I can see my name, everything is being presented. And if I want to update, I can update my name, maybe Abrahamson, and I did it Abraham. What I just need to confirm is the password. To confirm current password, what is the password that I used to sign in? Password PASRD. I can update successfully, right? So I've updated. You can see Abrahamson Jr., right? And if I want to make any amendments, I can do that. So this is the dashboard basically. This is the dashboard showing the total number of donations, total number of donors, total number of total male donors, total female donors, blood donation info, the total number of staff, blood group, and then on the menu bar we have donations and donor. So you can see blood lists, you can see blood donors, you can see donations. So you have only one donation. So if you go to the dashboard, you see total number of donation is 1. And if you want to know the info, the one who donated it, the blood ID and everything, you click here, you see Christiana donated the blood, and then the date 7th December 2020, donated the blood group O, donated with the blood group O, donation ID, blood ID, the donor ID, and yes. So now I can return to the dashboard. Here, since we have, how many donors do you have? We have, so here we have staffs too, and then staff, we can edit staff, can add staff, we can delete staff, right? So here let's try and add blood ID, blood. So we have blood ID 426, right? And then blood is O, or maybe yes, blood O, and then you have, let's say, red blood cell, and then more dense as a description. Whatever they write is up to them. So you can add successfully to the database. So you have added red blood cell with the blood blood B, right? And you can actually add, edit the blood cell. Maybe it's cells and euro cell, you can add it. It's more dense and euro denser, you can add it, right? So you can update it successfully. So more dense red blood cell and everything. Now, you can delete it too. So then asks you, do you want to delete? Yes, I want to delete this blood. You can delete successfully. Yes. So that here is the card, right? So here now we go to the blood donors. So we have blood donors there. We have Christiana Ameni Okran, Abraham Abi, everything. So they are there. You can edit their details. So here actually Christiana was, let's say, 26 years, and I have 25, and then maybe there wasn't any Okran attached to it. I added Okran, right? It says, so now I can update it without the Okran. It has to work. Now when I go to donation info, it has to delete the Okran there. So you don't see the Okran there, right? So the system is working, right? So here, let's go to donation to blood donors. You can actually add to blood donor with an ID. But then first, the problem here is if you're adding a donor without a staff ID, it's going to return an error because you can't add a donor without being checked, right? So let's add a donor 7743 and try to write any ID without cross-checking with the ID of the staff that we have, right? And then add Dennis, sample blood group, select gender male, age 48, telephone number 0247234552, and then maybe the registration date, the date the staff registered him, let's say 6/25 AM. Now when you try to add this, it's supposed to give you an error because you can't add a blood donor without a staff without being checked. You can't add a blood donor. So now let's go to the staff, check their ID. Now we have the staff ID there. We have staff Emmanuel Ernest Abe. So now if it's Emmanuel that will check the new staff, you get the ID of Emma. Now you go to blood donor and then you add. So here we add a new donor, and then we use Emmanuel's ID, and then now we can add Dennis. We can add sample, the name, you can add it to the database. A B, actually a male, age 48, and then the telephone number. The telephone number was actually 559. I can select the date that this Emmanuel checked him. So checked him 7:24 AM. Yes, and now you can add. So now I've added Dennis sample, right? So now here, if I want to change, actually Dennis was 20 years, right? Dennis was 20 years. I added 48. I should be able to update it, right? So then when you go to the donor, now I've added a new donor. So when I go to the dashboard, it should indicate that the donor have been, so initially it was 3, now it's 4. And then so you can check the donor and you see the donors, right? And you can go home. Now you check 3 males. You have 3 male donors. So you go to more info, you check the male donors, right? So you can see the system is working, right? So then you go to the dashboard again, and now the dashboard shows everything about the blood bank. You get the donation, the blood type. The blood type are 2. You have actually 2 types of blood. So here we have the O type, and then we have the A blood type. Yes. So here the user can log out successfully after checking everything, right? Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.